welcome back to the channel. And oh my god, Kenobi Part 5, man. Some people are saying, finally we get a good episode. Why wouldn't we lead with that in the first place? I tend to agree, but there's a lot bad going on. Because it's Disney Star Wars. And I'm sorry, but you know who's in charge? And things are just not being done right. And that's what happens, man. That's what happens. Right on. Let me show you all the pickety pics that I have today for you. There we go. Finally, the one and only Anakin Skywalker. Before episode 2, which is cool. Both his hands. Fighting his master. And the scene will be intercalated through the episode with his okay writing. At first I was like, why are we interrupting? But then you get accustomed because Vader is remembering this fight with Obi-Wan. It's very interesting, honestly. It's a decent writing. The action is good in this episode, which sets the theme and sets everything right. But I'm still kind of down, because they could have done this quality since the very beginning and kept it up. Instead, we got part 2, okay, part 3 bad, part 4 bad, and we suddenly have a spike here. But it's the last glimpse. I don't think the finale will be as overwhelming as this, because we got finally Hayden Christensen. We saw him once in the show. They were telling us he's gonna be in the show. He's gonna be in the show. You know, the guy under the Vader suit is not Hayden Christensen, of course. Like most of Mandalorian is not Pedro Pascal, it's just the voice. But dude, if you're doing a cameo of Hayden Christensen, say so. For future reference, For future reference. Don't treat your audience like imbeciles. Don't gaslight them with fake racism, because most of the people that watch your show are not racist. They're complaining about a character. But that doesn't mean they're racist or they hate Ingram Moses. It's a cameo, and I'm really tired of the bait and switch. Honestly. Other creators may disagree on that. It's not bait and switch. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You're baiting me when you're saying Hayden Christensen is coming to the show and all he shoots is a scene, maybe 2, with the apparition on the other planet that wasn't really him, wasn't really there. On the good side of the episode, we got mysteries resolved. We got why the heck the Grand Inquisitor was not there or apparently had been killed. We know the origins of the third sister, Reva. We got that. I'm not gonna spoil you in case you want to watch it, because honestly, despite a low ranking in my books, it's still something worth watching. I mean, you know how it is. It's sitcom format. It's 30 minutes. You ain't gonna miss much. But still, you might miss something. So yeah, out of the blue, the Grand Inquisitor was well and alive, and revenge is a motivation to survive. Are you telling me that's why Qui-Gon was dead? God, grace. But yeah, none of it is enunciated in the plot. None of it. We're not introduced into this story. We're jumping from one isle in the middle of the lake to the other, narratively speaking. I think it's lazy all along. It comes out as lazy, I don't know. But this fighting is spectacular. The choreography here with Anakin, spectacular. Vader having a Starkiller moment, and some creators are saying we are seeing Starkiller's saber in this episode. Are we getting set up anywhere that he's gonna be introduced in canon? Because that would be dope. That would be dope. And if you haven't, you have to play these games. I know I missed on them when they came out, so. And yeah, and after we complain that the witch is saying, oh, we're timing or shows like video games, yeah, you're speaking basically to the video game generation. I know people of 50 plus that have played video games, so it's not a very dumb idea from the witch for once. O7 to Tala and the droid. They get hero's death in this episode, but at least they're not Wade. They have been introduced. We cared somewhat about these characters. Tala's really fought off teeth on to achieve this, and congratulations, honestly. And my final thought is, don't be Obi-Wan. Delete your confidential messages from your device and holocoms, because Reva will survive this episode against all odds, against Vader really knowing from the very beginning that she was a foundling, that I killed you in the temple, I still took you in as third sister. Well, he doesn't elaborate that much. It's me just yapping my mouth. She will survive. And she knows about Luke now. And she knows about Tatooine. All because an idiot couldn't delete his messages. And Bail Organa says, oh, I'm going to Tatooine to protect the kids. Out of the blue, too. It's so very convenient for the plot, you see. And that's why people act in this show. Why the characters do what they do. Because it's convenient to the plot. And Reva's plot armor at this point doesn't get any huge, any bigger than that. Sorry, Annie. That moment was dope, though, when he grabs the... And it was a little cruiser. Starkiller pulled out a whole Imperial Star Destroyer. So, maybe we're saving that for later. And yes, little bugger. Oh, Anakin remembers the fight with Anakin to the bit. So he understands not everything is going to be solved with your lightsaber. You got to trust the Force. So he uses the Force to just repel all her attacks. He doesn't even take out his saber. The second one you see her, he pulls out her weapon, the disgusting Inquisitor saber here, and breaks it in two. You can have this one. I don't need it. And outright murders her with her own weapon. It was, honestly, the fights are badass on this episode, so that's one reason not to miss it, if you have to have anything of it. But in the end, the good guys run away, albeit slowly because their hyperdrive is down, okay? But they're good. They're good. Honestly, I don't know how you outrun an Imperial Star Destroyer that does have a hyperdrive without one. You have to run that by me again. But fine, I'll allow it because convenience. The story of this show. But yeah, dude, Obi, delete your messages, man. And that's it for me, honestly. You can make much more out of 30 minutes of episode. I see creators that do hours and hours on this, but I don't have that much time and reading. I watched the Orville today, maybe making a video for tomorrow for that. So, not bad, but I honestly prefer the Orville to this show. I don't know what you're waiting for to catch up. Anyway, that's it for me. You have a good one, and I will see you later with the review for the orc.